Good morning, friends. Hope you are all fine. Now, we are meeting again after 10 or 11 days. I hope you enjoyed. And now back to the work. I was with you with the second topic, second chapter, rights in the Indian Constitution and the active principle of state policy. Now, I want to a little bit revise that about the fundamental rights. We have got the fundamental rights, and I told you the meaning of the fundamental rights. The legal rights stated in the Constitution are called fundamental rights. These are the legal rights. I told you earlier, but I'm just brushing up your brain. These rights are considered essential for the development of individual and the citizen in India, Japan, America, Russia, Switzerland, and other many countries. They enjoy fundamental rights. So fundamental rights are for your basic developments of your personality, even the basic developments of your brain. So I'm giving you some basic fundamental rights which are given by the Indian Constitution to you, or to us, or to everyone who is a citizen of India. I told you about right to equality. These are all fundamental rights, all 6 fundamental rights which I am revising again. Right to equality. Fundamental rights, again I am telling you: right to equality, right to liberty, right against exploitation, right to religious freedom, right to culture and education, right to constitutional remedies. So these are all fundamental rights which are given by the Indian Constitution to you. And mind it, these are very important. You should elaborate these all 6 rights in your fair copy. Learn it, revise it, and write it. Don't cram it. Understand what I'm saying. That what do you mean by right to equality? Then what do you mean by liberty? Equality, and what is the difference between equality and liberty? Some question you should ask about yourself also. Do you know these answers or not? Okay. Now today I'm giving you a basic fact, that is directive principle of state policy. If you go through this second chapter, the main submission, the main concept is right in the Indian Constitution and directive principles of state policy. Now basically I told you earlier also about the directive principles. So again telling you, the directive principle of state policy are included in part 4, article 36 to 51 of the Indian Constitution. Now that directive principle of state policy are general directives to the government of India which they should keep in mind while formulating policies and making laws. I tell you again, I repeat again, because this is a question: what do you mean by directive principles? Directive principles are, it means directive principles of state policy are general directives. What do you mean by directives? These are the directions. These are directions given by the Constitution of India or by the law of India to the various states of India, right, to make the law and rule and regulation. Directives to the government of India which they should keep in mind जब वो किसी कानून को बनाते हैं. कोई भी स्टेट किसी कानून को बनाता है, कोई हमारा देश किसी कानून को बनाता है, तो उनके माइंड में ये बात होनी चाहिए. What should be in their mind? That should be that these directions are for the welfare of the citizens. लोगों की भलाई के लिए ये directions दी गई हैं. While formulating policies and making laws. Directive principles are in the nature of affirmative instructions, direct instructions हैं. To whom? To the government, to direct its activities to certain things. Directive principles are non-justiciable. What do you mean by non-justiciable? You cannot go to the court that look, directive principles are being violated. I'm sorry, directive principles are violating. For example, we say that all teachers used to say that, look students, you should study. You should go through your examinations or question papers or revise the chapters thoroughly. Right. If you are not doing it, who is in harm? We cannot force you. We can direct you. We cannot force you. Right? So these are the directions. So same directions are given to the state. They should have good schools. They should have, best hospitals. If the fund is not there, then where the good schools, hospitals, market will be there? So you cannot go to the court. These are non-justiciable. So these are non-justiciable. There is no legal force. Mind it, very clear. There is no legal force behind the directive principles. Mind it. One thing, I will define you much more elaborately. Now, you can go to the court if your fundamental rights are being violated. If your fundamental rights are being violated, you can go up to the Supreme Court. You can publish it into the newspapers, right? You can expose the government. Where, when, and where? When the government is not accepting your fundamental rights. But you cannot go to the court when the directive principles are not being accepted. These are the main difference. What is the aim of the directive principles? Very, very important question. What are the aims of the directive principles? Some of them I will try to do it, and next will be in next video. Some points are there. These directive principles aim at realization of social and economic freedom, without which political freedom has no meaning at all. If you don't have economic freedom, your political freedom has no value. हमारे पास ये अधिकार है, हमारे पास वो अधिकार है. This has no value if these are not on the basic grounds. Right? So these directive principles aim at realization. Aim क्या है इसका? Realization of social and economic freedom, ताकि आपको social और economic freedom दिया जाए. Right? This is the first point. Second point is, the aim of these principles is to establish a welfare state. I told you, you should have best hospital, you should have best education system, you should have best social system, you should have best law enforcement. I said you should have. Right? When you will have? When the finance is there, when the people are doing justice with the law and all. But if these all directive principles are not fulfilled, you cannot go to the court against these. The aim क्या है इसका? Principles क्या है? कि establish a welfare state. आपका जो state है welfare state हो. Third is Article 37 declares these directive principles to be fundamental in the governance of the country, and it shall be the duty of the state to apply the principles in making laws. It is a duty for the state. Before the making law, they should go for the directive principles. Fourth is, the aim of the directive principle is to promote the realization of the high ideals set forth in the preamble of the Indian Constitution. What do you mean by preamble? Preamble means the first part, the introductory part of the Constitution is preamble. In the preamble, it is written that the directive principle state policy should be there. They should try to maintain the directive principle of state policy. For whom? For the welfare of the society. Right? So these are the first aim. These directive principles aim at realization for the social and economic freedom of the state and the freedom of the citizen. Second part, the aim of these principles is to establish a welfare state, very important. Third part, Article 37 declares these directive principles to be fundamental in the governance of the country, and it shall be the duty of the state to apply the principles in making laws. And fourth part was, the aim of the directive principle is to promote the realization of the high ideals set forth in the preamble of the Constitution. जो preamble में लिखा हुआ है Constitution के, जो high ideas लिखा हुआ है, they should apply those high ideals before put it as a law. then law should be for the welfare of the society. Everything should be for the welfare of the society. These are the directive principles given by the Constitution of India. Tomorrow, I will put you in the next part. Till then, take care, revise the chapter thoroughly, and have a good day. Thank you.